What kind of women are more likely to cheat? You will understand after reading it. It is so accurate that men who have read it all cried and said they read it too late. But we must first make it clear that this is by no means to put a false hat on all women. It is just to analyze some possible situations so that everyone can have an idea and pay more attention to the situation around them. Let's start with women who are surrounded by a large group of friends of the opposite sex. Think about it, being surrounded by so many opposite sexes all day long and having countless opportunities for daily communication and encounters. It is like lighting a fire in a pile of dry wood. If you are not careful, it is easy to spark emotions. Today, you make an appointment with this person of the opposite sex to have dinner alone, and tomorrow you go to the movies with that person of the opposite sex. In the long run, the original pure friendship may quietly change. The social circle of this kind of women is really too complicated. In such a complicated environment, their hearts are like catkins in the wind, and it is difficult to fall steadily on one person. Moreover, in the process of dealing with many opposite sexes, they gradually get used to the feeling of being sought after by many people and being the center of attention. Once they return to their partners and find that their partners cannot give them the same level of attention and admiration, their inner balance will begin to waver and the idea of cheating may quietly grow. Next, let's talk about women who are extremely eager for money, always aiming high and looking down on others. This type of woman's pursuit of material life can be said to have reached the level of obsession, and she is obsessed with living a luxurious life without any effort in taking shortcuts. As long as there is a man who can provide her with good material conditions, it is like putting a table of rich food in front of a hungry person. It is difficult for her to remain unmoved. In their values, love may not be as good as the tangible material enjoyment brought by money. Let's talk about women who chat enthusiastically with the opposite sex in a one-on-one communication. Everyone knows that under normal circumstances, women with partners will definitely consciously keep a proper distance from other opposite sexes and will not chat with others endlessly without restraint. But if she seems to always have endless topics to talk about with a person of the opposite sex, and they chat happily every day with their mobile phones, then it is time to sound the alarm. This high frequency and long-term communication can easily make her psychologically dependent on the opposite sex, and slowly her attention will be diverted from her partner. Women who have no sense of distance and boundaries among men also need to arouse our high vigilance. She calls a group of men brothers and sisters, drinks and plays together without scruples, and does not know how to avoid taboos in her behavior. You must know that there are differences between men and women, and even good friends should maintain certain boundaries in the process of getting along. Once too close, it is like throwing a stone into a calm lake, which can easily cause ambiguous ripples. Another situation is that women among acquaintances who are completely resistant to inadvertent physical touches often have a great risk of cheating. Everyone knows that within the scope of normal social etiquette, people have a basic sense of propriety for physical contact. But if a woman acts as if nothing happened when someone accidentally touches her, whether it is a male friend or a colleague, and even takes the initiative to have some physical interactions with others, then this behavior is worth pondering. This kind of non-resistance to physical contact just shows that her emotional boundaries are very vague. In daily interactions with the opposite sex, it is very likely that some inadvertent physical contact will spark emotional sparks that should not exist, which will lead to a series of unmanageable situations. Women who like to show off their beauty too much also need us to be more careful. This kind of woman is always eager to attract the attention of others. Today, she carefully selects an angle to post a beautiful selfie on the social platform, and tomorrow she changes into a sexy and seductive outfit just to become the focus of everyone's attention. Deep in their hearts, they are often full of vanity and have an almost pathological desire for praise and attention from others. Once other men show extraordinary appreciation and pursuit of her beauty. From a certain perspective, women with particularly strong physical desires and who cannot control their desires may also be more likely to fall into the quagmire of cheating. Of course, we are not saying that there is anything wrong with strong physical desires, but if she lacks sufficient self-control when facing external temptations, it is like a boat that has lost its oars in the turbulent waves and is easily drifting with the tide. For example, her needs in this regard are not well matched with her partner, and her sex life is not harmonious enough. At this time, there happens to be a man who can meet her needs in this regard. In this case, she may choose to betray her partner in order to satisfy her temporary desires, regardless of moral and emotional constraint. Family members, we analyze these situations not to make groundless suspicions, but to hope that everyone can be more sensitive to potential problems in their emotional life and maintain their feelings through communication and mutual understanding. The above are just some possible tendencies, and we must not label all women in this way. Every relationship requires both parties to work hard together, respect each other, and trust each other to go further.